Hype!
And it begins.
All right, guys, this is a race of Yoshi's Island between the two best any percent runners in the world. MT76907, aka Mount Numbers, currently has the world record, and the salty runner-up, the Crispy 22, aka the Salty 22, in second place currently, though they have traded the record several times, so this should be a very fantastic race. The any percent has not been done at a marathon in around 4 years now, so the tech has increased substantially. There are a lot of tricks in this run that you cannot do in the 100% speed run that has been seen more popularly, because in the 100% speed run you have to collect all of the flowers and everything, so you can't just skip stuff. In this run, you can skip anything and everything that is possible to skip. So one of the first tricks that they're going to do involves getting a very big flutter off of those enemies, and that allows them to bypass a really big portion of the first level.
Yeah, I admit for the longest time I thought any percent was like a, I don't know, for lack of a better term, like scrub category. But like over the years, I've been really proven wrong. Like it really does deserve the respect it gets now.
These guys have been continuously pushing this game over the last year. We have discovered many really large glitches that skip most of entire levels, and the run has really become a lot more optimized. So we're going to see that even starting in this second level right here. They're going to be doing they're going to be attempting a one-frame trick that skips an entire room in the level. To do that, they're going to spit the flower enemy that they grab in Yoshi's mouth into the wall, and MT just got it on the first try.
Nice!
And Crispy just got it on the second try, both one frame. So for reference, Yoshi's Island is a 60 FPS game, so that means they had 1/60th of a second to spit that flower enemy into the wall, and they bounce on it while it's sticking in the wall for one frame and bypass the entire level.
Even further, I want to emphasize how, like, I believe like the current world record now is like what, 1 hour 39 minutes.
1 hour 39 minutes. 31.
Right. But like the room for optimization at this point is only like what, maybe 15 to 20 seconds left.
There's very little optimization, though really these new strats are being discovered all the time, which is crazy to me because people have been playing this game for so long at this point. But we have a really awesome community of a lot of people who have been pushing this game to its limits. So what they both just did is they switched the egg aiming controls from patient to hasty. You can do it on the overworld screen, but it's faster to do it within the level by using the help boxes. Just an example of something that saves probably 20 frames, but we go all out in this run. Coming up in the next level is going to be the first of the warp glitches. This is technically any percent with warps. The warps have been slowly discovered over the years. First there were just like 2 or 3 of them, and now there's around 6 of them that are useful. So the first one is going to be skipping the boss in this level entirely. They're not even going to play the boss in this level if everything goes according to plan. And I'll explain that a little bit more when we get closer to it.
Ooh, the swag. I love it. So what was that he did right there with that little pipe jump?
I'll explain that in a bit because it ties into the warps later.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so they're going to be attempting the warp soon, and most of the warps in this game involve abusing a screen exit. So in this case, it's going to be like MT just went down a pipe, and if he were to just walk back up that screen, it would take him to the previous room. But that doesn't happen when Baby Mario is missing. So he's going to hit the screen exit from the top in a way that's not intended to happen at all, and they both just got it. So you might notice this is not what's supposed to be happening right now. So again, what they did was they abused the screen exit by getting on top of where they didn't even program like any exit if you get way on top of the screen like that. And so when you try to activate the exit, the game doesn't know where to send you. So it sends you to the first level again. You might be like, hey, wait, didn't they play this level? So they actually got warped to the top left corner of the first level 1-1. And when they complete that level, it counts as completing the level that they were in. So it is as though they just beat the fortress level, even though they just beat the end of 1-1. And there are many different creative ways for setting up this warp glitch, but that's going to be the only one in the first world.
We got a donation from Lee SDA11 of $69.69. Hello to Grandpa Trihex, Granny Sagan, and all my other TIA friends at AGDQ. You have all given so much to the Yoshi community, and I'm so happy that you get to show off all of that progress. I have so much more that I want to say, but I'll leave the rest of the short shout-outs to those who are live at the event. Sad that I can't be there this year. I will be racing along and donating $5 per runner per world that I'm behind. For the viewers, please follow these runners on Twitter. Crispy at Rumicolo and Mount Numbers at Lord_RDO. P.S. This $69 doesn't count towards my personal donation incentive. You know which one.
Thank you very much, Lee.
Thank you, Lee.
Lee is one of the original any percent runners of this game. So Trihex, and while we've got some downtime in this auto-scroller here,
Yo, what's up?
what is it that makes Yoshi's Island such an interesting game for you? You've been playing this game for longer than anybody here, and yet you keep coming back to it.
Yeah, I really try to get into other games, and really, it sounds kind of cliche and maybe a slightly biased, but like there really is no other platformer, no other game quite like Yoshi with like such an intense skill ceiling and whatnot. But like one thing that I feel is particularly interesting for it as a speed game is that like when you play it in an expressive manner. Like whenever, like if you watch a 100% speed run, or even any percent speed run to a certain extent, like even right now between MT and Crispy, like you can do different things. You can watch them side by side, and you can't tell from game feed alone that it's two different people playing. And for most other games, like optimal play is only like one set of inputs, one way to do the correct thing for everything. But you'll see later on in the run here, for even any 100% or any percent, that like there's not just one solution for every problem. You can do whatever you want to do, however you want to do it.
One of the most interesting things about playing this game is there's so many different ways of doing everything, and everybody will have their own preferred way to do it. And many times they don't even one doesn't save time over the other, it's just your own preference. So there's actually a speedrun strat in this level despite being an auto-scroller. They want to avoid all of the red coins and flowers in this level because at the end of the level there's a score screen and it tallies up all of your points, and it actually costs time to tally those points. So the fastest strat is to avoid all red coins and flowers on every level, and there's actually a few that were hard for them to avoid on this level that they both successfully bypassed, I believe.
We have a $50 donation from Jarvitz. Hi, Crispy. Good luck. Why did you shake my hands 5 minutes ago? I was going to give you the secret to winning, but I can't now, and you have to rely on your skill. This donation goes to Crispy's choice as long as it's to kill the animals.
Speaking of donations, by the way, we got a last-minute donation incentive that was added by the great Jackson. So if you guys want to see Yoshi's Island accordion percent following this run, then make sure to get your donations in for that. This is definitely something you want to see, especially if anybody saw the run last year.
Definitely.
So there are some basic Yoshi's Island mechanics that make playing the game really interesting, even when you're just running through the levels normally. For example, every slope in the game, it basically slows Yoshi down almost all the time. So anytime that they want to avoid every slope that they can, and if they do need to hit a slope, then they want to jump off of it immediately because it minimizes the slowdown. Additionally, even swallowing enemies has some speed tech involved. If you swallow enemies just by normally pushing the down button on the ground, Yoshi actually comes to a stop. So every time they swallow any enemy to make an egg, which they're going to do hundreds of times throughout the run, they need to do some D-pad manipulations to prevent any slowdown. The next level coming up is the iconic Touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy. Unfortunately, touching fuzzies is slow, so if everything goes right, they won't touch any fuzzies.
It's definitely the worst stage in World 1.
The fuzzies are the
worst
fuzzies are random, so it's actually really hard to avoid them sometimes. And they can't use eggs at this point because they need to save all of their eggs for the next level. Egg management is another important part of the run. They always want to have enough. You can only have 6 eggs at once, and so you have to use them conservatively. Oh, we're touching the fuzzies. We're not drug-free.
This run is not drug-free. I like it
Worst
though.
RNG possible.
Don't forget that if you put in $5 donation, it goes towards
Oh my god.
Where's Jackson?
Oh my god.
Rip.
So just like in the 100% run, avoiding bonuses is definitely
worst one,
desirable
too.
because you can't just exit the bonus stage. You have to play through all of it and collect all of these lives.
The comebacks though.
Oh, he got the fastest card scratch at least.
Yeah, the RNG is strong in that one.
Once again, we do have 2 prizes that are going for this. Donating $5 will go toward a Baby Bowser Perler, and donating $10 will go to a Yoshi and Baby Bowser Perler. We have a $10 donation from Dragon Snee. Just had to donate during the Yoshi Island run. Donation goes to Carl Sagan's choice. Stay swaggin'.
Accordion. So coming up is the first boss that they're going to be playing. This boss relies on using your eggs as efficiently as possible. Whenever you hit the boss, he spawns more eggs, but it's slow to make the eggs from the boss since you have to swallow them and do the swallowing animation. So they're going to try to only swallow eggs while the boss has invulnerability frames so that every time the boss is able to be damaged, they're doing damage to it. All the bosses in this game are super cute.
Super cute, very creative too. Like if I can go over a little bit, like the one I enjoy the most is like typically the boss to find really boring are like the forced auto scroll boss. You have to wait for a set pattern and then attack for vulnerability.
Yeah.
But I think only like really one in this entire game does that pattern. Just very, very good.
Yeah, all of the bosses are very unique in this game. I mean, I love Super Mario World, and you know, it's not fair to compare them, but if you remember the bosses from Super Mario World, they're all essentially identical.
There was an example of us doing different strats on the same thing, not really being any different time-wise. We do slightly different strats for a lot of different things, but they're pretty similar time.
So coming up in the next level is the second warp that they're going to be doing, and this warp is the same idea as the first one, but the way that it's executed is different. So again, the way to trigger these warps is to go through some sort of an exit for the screen. In this case, they're going to be using a pipe, and they're going to be pushing down and jump on the same frame, which makes Yoshi jump, but also go down the pipe. So his position is not what it would normally be while going down the pipe, and there's no programmed exit when Yoshi is, oh!
That's big time.
So Crispy is going to do the, so Crispy missed the warp, but MT is going to have an attempt at it. However, he's going to attempt to do the backup. So MT got it. Nice job, MT.
This is not going well.
Oh, that was so close. So it's possible to do a backup warp by abusing this alternative screen exit. Unfortunately, it is way more difficult than the other strat.
This is incredibly hard, by the way.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
for reference, this is like what, like a 2-frame window?
It's less than that. So you have to like, it's a 1-frame window just for like bouncing off of the thing, and then you have to like get really optimal movement to get into the screen. So it's a very tight thing. Fortunately, this run has a lot of really difficult tricks in it, so there are plenty of places for the run to even up again. in this next level, in 2-2 that MT is on, he purposefully got hit in order to grab this purple toady enemy, and that's because this purple toady enemy has a lot of interesting properties. Most enemies in this game, you can't just spit them into the air then jump on them. They don't have a hitbox, except for this one. So he got hit because the toadies fly down to grab Baby Mario, and you can actually eat one of them. So he's going to bounce that off the wall, very nice, and skip that entire section.
Oh wait, the camera lock.
Oh, he got a very unlucky camera lock right here.
Oh.
Yeah, that happens sometimes when you flutter too early.
The camera is very uncooperative in this game sometimes. If the camera will not scroll to an area, then you cannot actually access it.
We have a $25 donation for Nova X81. Love all the GDQ events. Expecting awesome things from the Yoshi Islands race. Beat cancer.
So like, do you want to go over like the unique properties of Super Baby Mario? Like, because he runs faster, right?
Yeah, Super Baby Mario runs faster than Yoshi, so it's advantageous to use Super Baby Mario in most cases, unless you can skip a lot of time by avoiding him. Random interesting fact, in normal Mario games you have to use the run button. Yoshi's Island actually doesn't use the run button. You're always going the same speed, and that allowed them to free up buttons for doing other things, like for tonguing, for firing eggs. So you get to do, Yoshi has a lot of options, which makes speedrunning the game very interesting.
Yet, however, for Super Baby Mario, you do use a run button to go faster.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot of Super Baby Mario stuff in the next section. He has some interesting stuff, then we can talk about it then.
Gotcha.
We have a $20 donation from Anonymous. Na Batman! Arkham City hype.
So Triax, what's your favorite color, Yoshi?
Well, let's see. Mocha Lotta brown is kind of delicious. Spunky pink is a really funky color. They all wear the same color boots, right?
They do, yes. So this level that MT just started is called What Does Gusty Taste Like? I'll leave it to your imagination to answer that question.
Wait, those are Gusties?
Yes, those are Gusties. The section that MT is in right now makes really good use of really cool egg shots, and the way that eggs interact with foam is really weird. So they have this foam that you can only break with eggs, and you can do so. It kind of curves the eggs in a weird way. So they're used to dealing with that, but it can be pretty weird when you first try to do it.
We have a $10 donation from Ash O. I need that baby Bowser Yoshi perler. We have a $25.
Very nice foam section by Crispy.
We have a $25 donation from Nightshade. Here's my second donation this week. Been a busy week, but the little I managed to see was really amazing. Good job. Also, hi to my friend Edo, who is hosting during Yoshi's Island. Hope you're having fun. Thank you, Nightshade.
In this next level, 2-4, there is another 1-1 warp, and they're going to do this 1-1 warp again completely differently. In this case, MT is going to try to run on top of an enemy into a pipe to create the same effect where you enter a screen exit from a position that is not normal. And the game has no programmed exit at that point, so it sends you to the default level 1-1. And again, this is going to skip the boss in this level. So what he's doing is he's luring that ghost enemy over to the pipe. And he got it. when we first discovered these 1-1 warps, it was actually like we didn't think it was useful. You start in the sky in the first level, and if you fall down, you just die. So it wasn't for a while that anybody figured out that if you actually do this crazy amount of flutters, you can actually find this part of 1-1 that you can get to load. The rest of it won't load. So again, if you just fall down, after doing those warps, you just die. I don't think that.
That's a really weird frame that you got, though. So now he doesn't have any eggs, so he has to jump on top every time.
That works.
And again, this race is anything but over. There's some truly crazy tricks that are coming up in the next world or so that had the potential to save minutes. Some of the newest tech figured out in this game is very, very game-breaking.
We have a $5 donation from Les Petites Maxime. And never miss a AGDQ since 2011. You're all super awesome. We need a Yoshi relay race next year. Also, shoutouts from Europe to the hashtag Yoshi guys in the house.
Thanks, Max.
Yeah, let me like further emphasize that what Carl is teasing at that's gonna be coming up in later levels is pretty insane. Like, again, you if you don't respect any percent speed runs, you will want to see the insane tech that goes into these later levels.
It was the sort of thing that when we first figured out it was possible, we just assumed that it was completely not feasible for a run. And it was only after like 5 or 6 people all experimented with a ton of different strategies that they were ever able to make it possible for a real-time speed run. One of the latest Yoshi's Island tasks uses the same trick to beat the game in 2 minutes, for example. So it is a very game-breaking glitch. And so we'll be seeing that in the next 5 or 6 levels.
We have a $10 donation from S. Grunt. You people are flattening this game like an accordion percent. Keep it up.
I love all the varied backgrounds in Yoshi's Island, like that sunset is so good. Trax, you really like the art style for this game, don't you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Iconic and has aged amazingly well, definitely.
There's a kind of an interesting history to the art style that they chose for Yoshi's Island. Would you like to get into that a little bit?
Actually, yeah. So if you remember, like back in '94 when Donkey Kong Country first came out with its revolutionary pre-rendered graphics that utilized like the FX chip to an extent, maybe used something different, I can't quite remember. Well, since that proved popular at the time when they were making what was coined Mario FX to use this new hardware accelerated chip, the Super FX chip, the reason why the touch fuzzy get dizzy effects were possible. As you saw in the
Good save, Chris.
that clutch.
So, real quick, to explain what MT just did, we can come back to that in just a second.
Yeah, sure.
He actually just despawned a sprite, and you'll get to see Crispy do that again in just a moment. Whenever there's a certain number of sprites on the screen, if it exceeds a certain limit, the game just can't load anything else. And you can actually use that to skip sprites that are normally blocking Yoshi's path. So again, Crispy's going to be doing that in the next level by getting a big egg. These big eggs are these like really large eggs from eating these supersized enemies. And when Yoshi throws one of those eggs, all the enemies on the screen become stars. A neat property about stars is they don't despawn when they go off screen. So if you create a lot of stars, they hang around for a long time. And you can use that to prevent other sprites from being loaded. So what Crispy's going to do here is he's going to make as many eggs as possible and then throw the big egg, creating all those stars. And all those stars despawned a bullet bill launcher that he just passed through. It looked like there was just a gap there. That's not supposed to be there. So they both got that. Swag.
Jumbo Baxter.
Yeah, MT just did the first beginning setup for the interesting glitch that we were talking about. Where you actually take one of those giant eggs and bring it to another level. The way that works is the next, whenever you hit the goal ring, Yoshi throws Baby Mario to the next Yoshi. The next Yoshi can actually pick stuff up. So if there's an egg sitting there, the next Yoshi can actually pick it up. And so Crispy is going to try to do the same thing. It creates a very interesting effect in the further levels because you're not supposed to have a big egg in those levels. So if you look at MT's screen, there's this thing floating behind him that is definitely not an egg sprite. It's actually the health counter, so if he gets hit or gains extra stars, you'll actually see that 10 increase. And Crispy just got it as well. That was actually really nice for him. So the key now is to keep this giant egg for 3 different levels. This is the crazy setup that we didn't even think was possible. And we'll explain later why they need to keep this big egg. But it has to do with the ability to turn enemies into stars. And they're going to use that later, but only if they're able to keep it through 3 different levels.
We have a $100 donation from Joseph. I heard that Arkham City was the new hotness. I know we don't want the old and busted. We want the new hotness.
You have to do a lot of egg swapping in this level with the big egg, because you don't want to accidentally use it.
Yeah, so they have to continuously use eggs in order to hit things with them, but they can't throw the big egg, so they have to continuously swap their eggs and manage them well, and always have enough eggs to do what they need to do without accidentally using the big egg. What Crispy's doing is he's actually aiming the big egg. It plays the fuzzy drunk animations. It's actually pretty funny, but it actually makes Yoshi run faster.
We have a $50 donation from a few good taters. If this marathon went accordion to my plans, Base God Jackson Parody would make an appearance after this race. We have a $20 donation from Fern Navigator. Accordion to my doctor. I should support this last-minute incentive. Thanks for this fantastic week.
So this boss coming up here was one of the initial points where we thought that doing this glitch was going to be impossible, because whenever you defeat a boss, all of the sprites on the screen explode, and that includes the big egg. So normally when you defeat this boss, the big egg will just explode and go away, and then you can't carry it anymore to the next level. And it was only when we figured out that if you're aiming the egg right when the boss dies, then you'll be able to retain the egg to the next level. So they're going to both make sure to start an egg shot right as the boss is dying. And Empty got it. All right.
Sorry, Trihex.
No, it's all good.
No ground pound.
Actually, wasn't it recently proven that the whole, off-screen YOLO ground pound swag, no key, is like slower?
Yeah, it saves 20 frames to actually scroll the screen up as the boss is dying as well, so the swag is dead.
Not in the other category.
We have a $10 donation from Zach, aka Bushel of Chewy Goodness. Anything for that good old accordion percent from a dear friend of mine. In the spirit of charity, this goes towards killing the animals. We have a $10 donation from J4SPR. Awesome cause, awesome runs, awesome event. Just had to donate more. Rumiko, you better kill the animals with this.
So MT is going to be trying the next warp in this category, and to do that, he's going to flutter above a screen exit that is normally a bonus exit that you come from below, but when you drop on it from above, he just got it.
Famous words, easy every time.
Easy every time. When you drop on the screen exit from above, again, there's no programmed exit, so it takes you to 1-1.
A $15 donation to the round cube.
So MT just did a pretty tough thing there to transfer the egg to the next Yoshi, and Crispy's gonna have to do that as well. And remember, again, they need to keep that big egg through all of the levels, and in order to do that, they literally fling the big egg in the air, and right before it hits the ground, they have to tongue it so that it doesn't explode on the ground. And it has to be far enough over so that the next Yoshi runs into it as the next Yoshi is entering the level, and then that Yoshi will pick it up, and you'll get it in the next level. Nice, Crispy.
Once again, donation $15 from the round cube. Shout out to all the Yoshi gods in one screen here for a great cause. This is gonna be one tight race. Put this to accordion percent. Good luck, runners.
Crispy got it too. Oh yeah, guys, let's do a roll call. So I'm Carl.
I'm I got bored. I'm Double Stop.
The double stop, the one and only, the legendary, the amazing, the phenomenal, glorious Hundo percent world record holder. And I'm Trihex.
So what MT was doing there, tugging that egg, is it has to be far enough over for the next Yoshi to grab it. So guys, we're going to need complete quiet for this glitch because this glitch is so crazy. They're going to need audio cues because there's basically nothing else to see. So for the next level, if everybody could be quiet, that would be very helpful. So in this first screen, he doesn't need the audio cue. So just to very briefly describe what's going on, but then I'll worry about it more later. They're going to use that big egg to do what we call the tongue glitch. And to do the tongue glitch, they throw the big egg while Yoshi has a sprite in his mouth. And if Yoshi tries to spit out an enemy right when you throw the big egg, it turns that enemy into a star inside of Yoshi's mouth. And Yoshi's just gets something stuck in his mouth pretty much because it tries to destroy it and turn it into a sprite. So I'm not going to say anything else. MT might have it.
Maybe.
It's random what happens at this point. He got it. Okay. Guys, but we need to be quiet for Crispy. We need to be quiet for Crispy. You should have it too.
I got
Both
it.
of them got it. Both of them got it. Woo! Okay, so just to point out, they both killed themselves on purpose. What they did was they got access to a save ring that's near the end of the level. You normally have to go through this huge submarine section. It takes a very long time. So they actually got a save ring that they're not supposed to get, purposefully died, and reloaded at the save ring. The reason that they had to purposefully die is because, as you probably saw, that level got destroyed. So this is actually a really hilarious glitch. The way that the glitch works is you first have to get an enemy in Yoshi's mouth and turn it into a star while it's in his mouth, and this creates this glitched state where Yoshi has something stuck in his mouth, but you actually can't spit it out. If you hit an enemy in the middle of tonguing while you have this glitched tongue state, Yoshi's tongue literally leaves his body and it starts stretching across the entire level. If you caught it there, Yoshi's tongue actually left Yoshi and started flying away. And what happens is, as Yoshi's tongue flies through the level, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it eats all of the memory, so the entire level falls apart. The problem is that the game crashes shortly after, so one of the really hard things that they pulled off is getting the game not to crash, and they have to do that by touching the helicopter transformation at just the right time. There's a very small window where the level has fully broken apart, but the game is not yet crashed, where you have to touch the helicopter, and both of them did that, so that was really awesome. It's actually almost unexpected that they both got it. So that was super awesome. And so that allowed them to skip, again, a very long, what is otherwise a very long level.
And sometimes when you do the tongue glitch, you can get the save ring stuck in the wall and impossible to grab. And
Yeah,
that's really awful.
Doing that trick relied on being able to touch the save ring, and sometimes it's impossible to, because what the level does when it falls apart is kind of random. So it can literally just be stuck in a wall.
And then to quantify that, how much time does doing this whole glitch in 3-3 save versus doing 3-3 normally?
On the order of 45 seconds, so it's a pretty big time save.
Plus, it skips a very, very boring borderline auto-scroll tier vehicle section with a submarine transformation.
So MT is on the 3-4 boss, Prince Froggy. This boss actually has some pretty interesting strats to it. Originally, all you do is you aim big eggs at the frog's uvula or uvula-looking thing, which don't ask me why there's a uvula in its stomach, but you just throw eggs at it. And we didn't realize for the longest time that it actually deals different amounts of damage. It's not just like one hit is not one hit. It can be completely different. So you can kill this boss in as many as 15 egg shots if you just aim them straight up. However, what MT's doing is he's ricocheting them off of the walls on purpose to try to hit a specific part of the uvula, and this causes the boss to take extra damage. So if everything goes perfectly, you can get it in as low as 6 egg shots, but a typical fight is around 7 egg shots. Way faster than the 10 or 15 that it takes if you just shoot straight up.
So that was 7.
Just want to let you guys know that we have reached our accordion percent incentive.
Easy every time.
Whatever's next that's not met.
Whatever's next, yeah.
We have a
That might be my
$25
least
donation from
favorite
Max137. Could it be? Do my eyes deceive me? The legendary Coach Carl and Trihex on one couch together? Always frosty, never salty, boys.
There's not a lot going on in this level.
It's pretty simple.
There's swag going on in this level. Oh!
Oh, snap. Yeah, I'll just say it's kind of a beautiful thing whenever you see like speedrun BFFs in a sense. You know, me and Carl go all the way back to like 2010. MT and Crispy. I don't know, help me out here. I'm trying to be sentimental. I don't really know the details.
They've been racing each other for like almost years at this point.
A couple years.
About 2 years.
Don't forget to put in those donations that goes towards our 2 Perler prizes during the Yoshi Island.
So what MT is going to do is he's bypassing a staircase. Normally you have to hit a cloud and it spawns a staircase very slowly. So he abused the fact that Yoshi can get a really high flutter when he bounces off of an enemy in order to skip that section. Crispy, on the other hand, is taking a different route for this level. Crispy's route has the potential to be faster, but it also has the potential to be a lot slower if he messes it up, and he didn't, so that was actually really nice. He takes this slower route, and again, that's just another one of the examples where there are multiple routes.
Roll that swag! I'm sorry, continue.
Just, I know, Triax.
We have a $10 donation from Dr. Dews. These forced accordion puns are really striking a chord with me.
Oh boy.
It begins.
have a $10 donation from Jam143. Hey Crispy, it's your friend Jam here. This donation goes towards whatever he wants.
In order to have the optimal beginning to the next level, each of them needs to end this level with 6 eggs. So they want to have as many eggs as possible. But the game actually lags during certain sections if you have a whole ton of eggs because they have to be loaded. So they want to only get 6 eggs after they've gone through some of the areas of the level that are really heavy on sprites. And that's going to minimize the amount of lag that they get.
We have a $50 donation from Kingdom Hearts community. Good luck from your fellow runners.
So upcoming is level 3.8, right? And way back like 2007 or whatever, I used to hate 3.8. It's like one of my least favorite levels because I was like so bad at it. And it's crazy how speedrunning will change your perspective on levels over time. Because now it's actually one of my favorite levels. Like just seeing it done both in any and 100%.
Absolutely. I used to hate the ice levels when I was playing this game casually because they were so hard. But when you speed through them, it's actually even easier than going slow. So they're going to do a bunch of really interesting tricks in this level, actually culminating in a boss skip, the very iconic boss skip for this game, where they're going to basically skip fighting the boss entirely. But this one is an intentional one. Before that, though, there are a bunch of really large ghost enemies in this level. And normally you have to shoot eggs at them like 6 times. As you egg them, they slowly get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. But we discovered that if you shoot them with an egg right as they're spawning, they start out spawning small, and then they grow big. If you hit them while they're still small, then it only takes 1 or 2 egg shots in order to get through them.
Which you'll see demonstrated right about now.
So, MT just got it?
We have a $2,000 donation from SK69. Shouts out to my boy Butters BB, who should be soon getting the remaining piece for a potential awful GDQ entry we both wanted to happen for some time now. For those that know me from random Team Spooky streams and my own Rare House streams, I like seeing suffering. So this donation is going to the squats. Feel the burn.
So what MT just did was to shoot that boss before Kamek had time to spray his magic on it and turn it into the normal large boss that takes 3 minutes to do. So that's a 3-minute skip. And this is actually an Easter egg that was put in by the developers that was intentional. Whew, Crispy only had 1 egg left, so they both got it.
I had faith. You had faith.
Again, Crispy would have literally just lost 3 minutes if he'd missed that house tech shot. Oh yeah, so this is funny. This is a result of the tongue glitch that they did earlier in 3.3. It destroys the game's memory, so things are not where they're supposed to be anymore.
We have a $101 donation from Poochie.exe. Yoshi's Island Hype. Shout out to Trihex and Carl Sagan for their absolutely stunning 100% and glitch runs last year. Yoshi's Island is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's always held a special place in my heart ever since I was a little kid playing it with my mom. Last year, Trihex and Carl Sagan showed me we've been doing it wrong all this time, and that got me into speedrunning. Let's hope for no fire alarm this year. Now that I can actually afford it.
Someone didn't tell him.
Yeah.
Here's $100 for the amazing 100% run last year, plus an extra $1 because extra 1, Poochie ain't stupid. Please put this towards the couch commentator's choice. And P.S. I'll donate another 54 if either runner can pull off the 5-4 skip.
Oh,
That's not
Ooh.
So there's actually more fuzzies in this level for anybody who loves fuzzies. And this level is extra brutal because when you hit the fuzzies, you can actually clip straight through those platforms. Yoshi would just fall right through them. Fortunately, that did not just happen. Also, that was an interesting texture back there.
Oh, the swag. I love it. Oh my god. Explain what that was, please, Carl.
So MT just did a Baxter shot, named after the famous Tasser who discovered that you can transfer eggs to the next Yoshi. So he flung the egg over the goal to the next Yoshi. It didn't save any time, but it looked cool.
Dirty. Oh, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, this is still a really close race. They're both essentially on the same level, and things are going to be picking up towards the end of the game. It actually has a pretty nice difficulty curve. You know, even when you're playing the game casually, it has a difficulty curve, but it kind of translates to speedrunning the game as well. There are far more places to just die. And you might notice sometimes when they enter a pipe, Yoshi jumps, and that's the same glitch that they used earlier to do a 1-1 warp. But the difference is on some levels they actually program the exit to go a little bit higher. So if you do the we call it a pipe glitch. If you do the pipe glitch, it doesn't always trigger a 1-1 warp. However, it does save time. It actually skips the animation where Yoshi crawls into the pipe. So they actually want to do as many of those as possible.
So I didn't know you even know you did that. Like MT's holding back swag. I didn't even know he was doing. Now I was gonna say like dirty confession. Like I really want to do Baxters in 100%, but it's like really tough to warrant them because of all the bonus skips required.
Yeah, you're just gonna get a bonus game.
I know.
Don't do it. Resist.
Hence the reason why you should respect any percent. It has swag.
The MT is doing a screen manipulation strat here. Those balloons spawn at the bottom of the screen, so he wanted to raise the bottom of the screen as much as possible so that they spawn high up, since he has to go very high up in order to get to that other part of the level. Also, 4-3 was always one of my favorite speedrunning levels because it's a level that people will remember. The green piranhas are just terrible when you're playing this game casually, and you see the speedrunners just instantly go through them like that. There's only a few frames and you can travel through them, so you have to hit them just before going through them, and he just got both of them. So I love that level when done in a speedrunning setting.
We have a $100 donation from Tomato Goaty. Doing what I can to help City along. Sorry, Cells. Please don't hate me.
I appreciate your noble effort. I saw that.
Made the attempt.
The next level coming up is 4-4, and it is one of the longest levels in the game that isn't an auto-scroller. It has a couple of interesting things that make it different from other levels. So you need to collect a large number of keys. Whenever Yoshi has a key, it takes up one of his egg slots. So one of the things that changes about this level is as you collect more keys, you have fewer and fewer eggs that you can actually use for completing the levels. So the route has been optimized so that the sections of the level that require the most eggs are done first before you've collected a lot of keys.
And I'm not sure officially what your opinion is, but this is literally my favorite level in the entire game. Just like stellar level design.
I think it's a really well-designed levels. I think some people love it or hate it when it comes to speedrunning it, just because it's pretty long and complicated. There are a lot of interesting skips in it, though, that I'll mention as they're going along here. One thing about this level is it's actually advantageous, even though this is any percent, and I said that you're not supposed to collect stars because it accounts for extra time on the score tally screen. They actually do want to collect stars on this level because there's a forced save ring, and when you hit the save ring with more stars, it doesn't pause for as long. So it's actually useful for them to have as many stars as possible before going through the save ring.
YOLO.
Just want to remind you guys that we have reached the incentive for a blindfold.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
we're going to have Ray Charles himself in the building playing Yoshi's Island by sound alone.
And it is literally amazing.
Both MT and Crispy just skipped a really large portion of the bottom right room, again using the ability to flutter really high after bouncing on an enemy. Very nice. To me, one of the really interesting parts about Yoshi's Island is the many different things that you can do with Yoshi's eggs. There's actually like every frame while you're aiming an egg, the trajectory changes. So there are literally like 40 different trajectories that you can have with eggs, and they'll all go different directions and bounce off of surfaces differently. So they very often will do egg shots that require just a very specific aim in order to work right. So as you see, they've collected quite a lot of keys now. And the reason they did that lava level last is it doesn't require very many eggs. Though they're using this flame in lieu of an egg because it's hard to collect eggs at that point.
Yeah, I love that you brought up the whole like A gaming thing, because like you could pretty much write like a college thesis on how deep and insane the mechanics are for it. Like another one of my very favorite bosses here, because there's no limitation on how fast you can beat it. It's pretty much just as aggressive or as precautious as you want to go with it, which I feel is a really fun way to approach boss design altogether.
Oh, you mean Kirby?
Yeah.
That was a extremely ballsy strat that I didn't even know that MT was going for, and he just totally
MLG
got
Doritos, Mountain Dew, oh my god.
And Crispy gets the double. Oh, that egg shot! Whoa! Oh,
Spicy! Can we just bring up that we're like, what, an hour, 15 minutes into the run, there's like a maybe 10-second difference right now?
yeah, man, this is a crazy race so far.
We have a $50 donation from Rory McGee. Hi everyone, been watching these GDQ events the past 3 years, and this Yoshi's Island race has been the best thing I've seen so far. Ace runners and ace commentary. Go fast, stop cancer.
This level is actually, it's called like Chomp Rock Zone? Or
Yeah, Chomp Rock Zone,
Chomp
you got
Rock
it.
Zone? Yeah, you're supposed to take one of the rocks and push it through the entire level, and we found creative ways to skip over all of the walls that you normally can't get through unless you have the rock. It is actually possible to get the bonus game on this level,
Yeah, if you
but
scroll.
the jump pattern that they used at the end of the level was done specifically to try to avoid it.
If you do like a small jump off that last place I jumped, you can get a bonus pretty easily.
This level has some very annoying enemies in it, like that. The fish jump randomly, so you never know when they're going to jump. And sometimes they'll be slightly more in one direction or another, which can make them really annoying to avoid. In the cave sections coming up, you'll probably see them doing something to just like assume that the fish is going to jump in their face and to just try to account for it. But sometimes, since there's like so many different patterns, you can't always account for it.
Like that.
Oh yeah. fish were kind in the second room.
Dude, I just can't get over how close they are right now.
And in the next level, they're going to be doing the second to last warp of the run. And this is a warp that I might have been one of the first ones discovered. It must have been, because it's like, this is one that I'm surprised they let this one slip. Like, there's not even a creative setup for this one. You just hold left and you get it every time. So
no
this
idea
warp
how that
is
made it
like,
through.
I don't even know how this one snuck by Nintendo. I bet a lot of kids did this when they were just playing the game.
We have a $10 donation from Jarvit. So I said I wasn't going to give you the secret to winning, but it looks like you need it. The secret to winning is unplugging MT's controller. Donations to Crispy's Choice if he says it, otherwise it goes to MT's Choice.
When Yoshi gets hit, when the baby is already missing, that it actually like does this downward spiral. So MT just got the warp, and all you do is hit that spring ball and hold left. Oh, he also brought with him some some chicken eggs. You can actually get chickens as an egg and use them, but they're not supposed to be in level 1-1, so they have glitched sprites. So they look like little portions of a heart or something.
No good.
And Crispy got it as well.
Golf clap.mp3.
Don't forget to put in your donation and setups for the Batman Arkham Bid War. Right now, City is winning by 3,289, and Asylum is at 2,502.
There are a bunch of interesting strategies in this level.
Getting hit's not one of them.
Okay, so MT is going to spit this shell right into that spike, and when you touch a shell, you actually can't be damaged for a few number of frames. So he used that in order to get through that spike area a little bit earlier. The hitboxes on those spikes are actually really large, so he would have normally gotten hit trying to get through it like that. And then again, at this in this level, he's going to skip through that save ring. Normally you stop in the save ring, but he hits a star cloud at the same time. And when the star cloud is exploding, the save ring animation doesn't stop you anymore. So it allows you to run through save rings without losing any time.
Oh my god.
Nice.
And Crispy got the save skip as well. This boss coming up actually has some very bizarre mechanics to it. When the boss is, you can like run through this area with the mist that MT's on for a long time. You can just sit there and keep running, but it actually doesn't save any time. It doesn't do anything to keep running. And so it turns out if you move Yoshi to the center of the screen, the Kamek will actually load in faster. So it's actually faster to stop and just slowly crawl towards the center of the screen in order to make the cutscene go faster. And then, of course, for the boss itself, they're going to be attempting a trick that we call Blast Off. And if you haven't seen it before, it will very quickly become apparent why it is called Blast Off. But in order for the trick to work, they need to ground pound the Koopa before he hits the ground after being flipped up on his belly. MT got it.
Slam dunk.
So it is both the fastest way to damage the boss, and it actually can save some time when Yoshi runs through the keyhole right here as well. So the belly flop. The Hook Bill's hitbox is extremely weird.
Yeah, it's incredibly wonky and like typically when I fight him, if I miss one time, I usually miss like 4 times in a row.
Not even I didn't go for blast off there because it could soft lock pretty easy if you mess up the fight initially. So.
Yeah, if you're facing on the other side of Hook Bill, if you try to do the blast off glitch, it actually soft locks the game. So Crispy purposefully could not go for it there, or it would have soft locked. We actually didn't used to know why it soft locked sometimes and not others, so it was risky to do. But all has to do in the position of Yoshi relative to Hook Bill. So MT is going to be using these Lakitu clouds.
Or not.
He used the Lakitu cloud to skip a vertical section in the level. The Lakitu clouds don't actually travel any faster than Yoshi's normal run speed, but they allow you to travel up a lot faster. And since this level is very vertical, it allows you to go through the vertical section a lot quicker. That cutscene.
So now that we're into World 5, you get introduced to the glorious ice physics, obligatory ice physics world or whatever.
Yeah, the snow in this world actually slows you down quite a bit, so they're going to want to stay out of the snow as much as possible. On the other hand, the ice, like in the cave that MT's walking on, actually speeds Yoshi up, so they want to run along the ice as much as possible, but avoid the snow as much as possible. And Crispy's going to be taking a different strat because he was able to get both of the clouds. As you see, he skips that entire section. You'll notice sometimes also that they will use Yoshi's tongue to hit a wall, and that makes Yoshi come to a complete stop, which allows you to turn around faster. Very nice.
Yeah, would you consider it metaphorically the same kind of like, you know, e-brake drifting, if you will?
Yeah,
like cutting
definitely.
cutting corners really, really fast?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a interesting mechanic that they've used a couple of times throughout this run, and that is what we call the perfect flutter. This allows Yoshi to flutter a little bit higher than normal to get to an area that he's not supposed to get to, and MT just got it on the first try. That was actually the hardest one, too. So the way that works is they put a lot of stuff just outside of Yoshi's flutter range in the game, and you normally just can barely, it just like teases you. So it turns out that if you manually do the flutter by releasing and repressing the jump button really fast, you can actually gain height on the flutter, and it allows you to access areas that you can't normally access.
Oh my god, that swag.
We have a $50 donation from Lobos Jr. Shoutouts to Crispy and the whole Yoshi Islands crew. It's always great to watch one of my favorite games get crushed by these masters. Yoshi!
At the end of this level here, you're supposed to just ride these extremely slow ski lifts, but that's boring.
We have a $10 donation to Fire Alert. Let me play the song of my people. Money goes to Trihex Choice.
That's not gonna work.
The fish, as you might have guessed, are random.
This game loves to just combo you.
5-3 is the hardest level.
Yeah, 5-3 is widely regarded as one of the most dangerous levels in the game. It will just obliterate you when you're playing this game casually.
Usually you take a route over the top of the ice there, but
You see, Crispy used that fish in order to skip the section that was being very unkind to MT. Really tight jump. The combination of really annoying enemies like these penguins, the snowmen like eat your flutters so that you can't flutter off of them, and you can slide around on the ice. It's extremely easy to die here. You have to use a very different movement than you would in other levels.
We have a $5 donation from Cronus 600 Gaia, someone who I know and am close to managed to fight off cancer last year. I am so joyous that speedrunners are playing for such a good cause and an excellent foundation.
Baby Mario with a snow hat on for cutest sprite.
and gold shoes. Best screen in the game.
Time to check Twitter.
Can we just bring up again here, like, just Fashion 101? Mario's snow cap is absolutely adorable. Like, it's a small thing that you I didn't even notice till like 4 years later.
A lot of the enemies and sprites in this game are very unique. A lot of them you'll only see once in the entire game. There are a bunch of enemies that they only have in a single level, and they'll do very unique things. Just some of the many reasons why Yoshi's Island is such an interesting game and has held up so well and looks so good.
Yeah, very resource intensive. Or I'm sorry, very asset rich.
Yeah.
English.
So this is the last 1-1 warp in 5-4 and is by far the most infamous one. This is definitely a crazy setup for this one. This is a very tight trick that they're going to do for this one, and it has to do with the fact that some of the pipes in this level, they actually have another entrance off screen in the bottom of the pipe. And we couldn't even figure out how to get down there anyway, because as you're going to see, there's spikes in the way. So they've got to go through these spikes and then do a very, very small frame trick to do it. And if they miss it, they die. And he got it on the first try.
And that's what, 2 frames?
Yep, 2
2-frame
frames
window.
or you die.
I got it.
Easy every time. Again, just to emphasize how ridiculously close this race is, if any of those tricks had gone wrong, they would have lost minutes. Also, there's part of that texture missing. If any of those tricks had gone wrong, there would be minutes different between them, and they're basically on the same level. So this is an outstanding race so far.
Yeah, getting both 3-3 tongue glitch and 5-4 first try is pretty good.
Not what I was expecting.
We have a $50 donation from Vidya James. Glad to see this run included in an already fantastic AGDQ. I love speedruns, and the amount you've raised so far is incredible. Shoutouts to my boys, McGamer and Jackson in the back there.
So MT is going to be trying to skip the helicopter in this level. It is an extremely dangerous strat, and he's not listening to me being a granny if he's trying this in a marathon. Easy every time. You just got it?
Wow. Actually, that's very new to me. Break that down for me there. How much time did that save?
Okay, just to put that in perspective, that literally doesn't even, that saves about 1 second to
And
do
I got
that.
the save ring, so.
Or in other words, 60 delicious frames.
Exactly.
Oh! All right, no one's gonna do it. All right, 360 no scope.
Aw.
This is probably a great time to read some donation comments. This is one of the longest auto-scrollers in the game.
All right, we got a $400 donation from Anonymous. This is the third Games Done Quick I've watched, donated every time, but have never heard my comments read on the stream. I'm hoping third time is the charm. Please read my comment. My donation is going to Batman Arkham City. I got a whole summer out of that game after I graduated high school. It's hard to believe that it's possible to beat it in under 2 hours. We also got a $10 donation from Dark Star Sword. Third time donating this AGDQ. Great to see another one of my childhood favorites being completely broken. Best Mario game, for staying out of the way. Best Yoshi game, as they haven't ruined his voice yet. I was going to put this towards accordion percent, but since that's just got met, I hit the donate button, put it towards runner's choice instead. We have a $25 donation from Bruce Wayne. You can't possibly have a plan for everything. Oh, I have a plan for that. This paper just says, I'm Batman. $25 donation from Digital Badger. Loving the Yoshi's Islands race. Awesome skill, great commentary. Had to put some money down for the baby Bowser Perler. He may be a brat, but he's oh so adorable. Got a $55 donation from Poochie.exe. As promised in my last donation comment, $54 for the F54 skip, plus an extra one for Poochie Ain't Stupid. Oh wait, I've used that joke already. Runner's choice this time. Don't forget to put in your donations that goes towards the Perlers. You have a $5 and a $10. And still keep going for the Batman Arkham bid war. Arkham City is still up at 3,309, and Asylum is at 2,510. We have a $50 donation from Jeff197. Haven't caught much of AGDQ this year, unfortunately, but what I have watched is incredible. Good luck to all, and let's decimate that goal.
They're literally stealing its babies and pounding on it. What is going on here?
$25 donation from Brian69. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see a lot of runs, but I'm looking forward to the Zelda runs. Keep up the good work. Donations to announcer's choice.
Free flowers.
A $5 donation from True Hito Air. Already donated more than I probably should be spending. Might as well support one of my favorite games. Also, save the Yoshis. We have a $15 donation from Petite Kiro. This donation goes to Shave the Animals. Can't have World 5 mid-boss look that scruffy. Looking at you, Sluggy. Love this awesome game, and of course, your race. Keep going fast.
The end of this level actually has a lot of potential to lag, so they're going to try to destroy the piranhas as quickly as possible to reduce lag.
That random ghost is gone.
Yeah, and the gussies in the last screen are random at the end, so it's really easy to get a hit.
$10 donation from Saxon Waxon. Hey guys, loving the Yoshi run so far. Shoutouts to the guy with awesome blue hair in the back. Kill the animals.
So in contrast to that auto-scroller, this is a very intense level coming up next. It's probably one of the levels that people playing the game for the first time are going to die on the most, except for the one we mentioned earlier, 5-3. There's platforms everywhere and these rocks, and these rocks are extremely annoying. So what they do is they eat your jumps. There's actually certain frames where it is impossible to jump off of the rocks, so you have to be very careful while jumping off of them. Also, they're going to be doing a fairly risky strat in order to get through one of the green piranha enemies. As you might have seen previously in the run, the green piranha enemies, you can get through them very briefly if you hit them and then immediately run through them. In order to kill them, you have to hit them 3 times, but that's slow. So they're going to be trying to do that in a way that, as you'll see, is a very risky setup. An empty guy, nice.
I have a $50 donation from Martin199. Was hoping, going to hold up for the Metroid race, but I wanted to see blindfolded Yoshi's Island. Thanks to the organizers and runner for another great event. We also have a $10
Welcome,
donation.
got the skip.
Then a $10 donation from Matthew Tallery. Yoshi's Island is such a pleasant run, amazing design, sound, and skill. I've been casually running Yoshi's Any Percent for about a year now, and I'm hoping to see some new strats so I can improve. Keep up the great work, guys. Put to whatever Carl wants. Carl, please stream more. I miss your streams. The pre-AGDQ streams were great.
Yeah, so I got to bring up, like, in the hashtag Yoshi community, whenever Carl Senpai does stream, it's pretty much the equivalent of a national holiday. So, like, everyone tunes in, everyone tweets out, everyone freaks out. It's amazing.
Unfortunately, school.
I guess we could also bring up, like, why you are so admired and whatnot. I don't know how other feels about it, but, like, pretty much to me, Carl is like the godfather of Yoshi Island itself. Like, the backbone of the community, the reason why the IRC is so active, and just like an absolute encyclopedia of frame data, deep mechanics. Like, whenever I have a question and I can't figure out how a certain trick works, usually because Carl's so extensive in the knowledge of the game, within like minutes of watching me fail for 3 hours, he knows why I'm failing a certain thing.
Aw, shucks, Fry. Though really though, we have an awesome community that has only just been growing and growing and growing. So maybe this is a good time to give some shout outs to a lot of the people in hashtag Yoshi who have been massive contributors over the years, especially like Arn the Great, Nathaniel, Sape, I Got Bored, Two Sky Two Stop. Everybody else behind us is just lined with people who have been contributing over the years. So we have a very awesome community and I'm very happy to be part of it.
Me too.
So this is a very interesting boss fight, the Raven boss fight, and one of the unfortunate things about it is that the way that the Raven moves, whether he goes left or right, is completely RNG dependent, and how long he goes one way or the other. MT actually just got the fastest pattern, at least the fastest pattern that can be reasonably expected. There's actually like a 1 in 127. Oh, that was perfect! Oh my god!
Oh my god, dude. Sick clip.
That was best luck and best execution. That could not have gone better. But yeah, we actually recently found out that it's possible for Raphael the Raven to not move at all at the beginning. Like normally you start on one of those pegs and you could just, you could just immediately hit it, but he always moves. It's actually like it's literally like 1 in 100 or 1 in 200 chance of it happening. It happened to me for the first time, and I've played this game a few times, so it's just random. Crispy got the best pattern initially as well. And the best pattern for that. And the best pattern for that! Oh my god! So if you guys thought the cutscenes were good up until now, this is definitely the best one. World 5 has an extra long cutscene that is just as extra glitched.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I've actually never seen this one before, so I'll find out too.
That rock, though.
Oh,
The
God.
rock is just twitching. Yoshi's not even there. There's supposed to be a Yoshi in there.
Don't forget, you still have time to put in those donations to go towards those prizes for a Baby Bowser Perler and a Yoshi and Baby Bowser Perler. Fill them Perlers. And just so you guys know that the Batman Arkham bid war is starting to get to an end. Right now, City is still waiting by 3,309, and Asylum is at 2,515.
MT purposefully got rid of all of his eggs for this section because those chomps that fall from the sky are very resource intensive and they lag the game massively.
They're
When the
pretty
game is
random.
lagging, it actually doesn't accept inputs, so it's very easy to just walk off the edge and die because it ate your jump. So again, they're going to go into the falling chomp section with 0 eggs to minimize lag and to minimize dying.
Oh, a $5 donation from Rowena19. The Baby Bowser Perler is too cute to resist. Love this game, and it was the first game I truly adored. Didn't expect to ever see it at GDQ. Great race, great commentary. Keep up the good work.
So, like, mechanic-wise, is anything exclusive to World 6 get introduced pretty soon?
There's actually some pretty crazy Baby Mario strats that are going to be going on in 6-2. We recently discovered that some walls aren't as high as we thought they were. So you'll be seeing a new strat, hopefully. Oh my gosh. You'll be seeing a new strat, hopefully, when they pull out Baby Mario for the spike section at the end of this level.
We have a $10 donation from Picky33. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's AGDQ. $10 for commentator choice.
Very nice.
Oh,
You
you
just
got
skip
it.
the wall. And also, MT's going to get as few stars as possible because you can't actually go through the goal ring while you're still Baby Mario. So he's just going to cut that very close.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I just gotta say, I love the attention to detail that this game really does have. Like, first we just threw an enemy at that baseball boy, right?
Yup, and it hit it back. 6-3 is the final level in the game that has the fuzzies, and it is the most dangerous of them all. So it's very bad to get hit by the fuzzies.
This run is not drug-free.
Fuzzies can eat your
Okay,
inputs,
he's
really.
okay. When you get hit by, when you're in the fuzzy state, the ground is just constantly warping, and it gets very hard to control.
We have a $10 donation from Andy Schreiner. My fiance loves Yoshi, and these runs have been amazing. Save the Yoshis. Feed the animals to them.
Oh my god! Okay. Oh my god. Okay, just to break down what he did there is if you do an extremely precise flutter, you can gain a few pixels of height. He did like 3 of them in a row. You're not supposed to be able to recover by just fluttering in place like that.
So in other words, speedrunning really has reached 20xx.
So this little mini-boss that MT is about to fight has a key that you need in order to progress. He's going to stand in a certain spot to try to lure it into the corner in order to rapidly hit it with a lot of eggs to kill it quickly. But sometimes the way that it moves is unpredictable. He got a very nice fight though.
So I know you can lure that slime ball to go left or right, but in any percent, it's always best to go right in this case.
You can do it both ways. If you lure it to the left, then it might escape and run away.
Ah, true, because the egg spitting plant's to the right.
So they used one key already in order to get to this pipe section. Normally you need to kill another slime and get another key, but they're going to skip that entirely by doing some very precise fluttering. Allow MT to skip that wall and he just got it.
We have a $10 donation from Bluesica. Yoshi's Island was and still one of my favorite games. Can never miss the speedrun when it's on AGDQ. $5 towards kill all the animals to get the better time. $5 towards saving them because I feel really bad about it.
Needless to say, it is not easy to flutter that long without losing height. Every flutter that they do without losing height is around a 2 or 3 frame window. And if you mess it up, you can lose all of your height. So it only takes one mess up to destroy the whole thing.
Got a $5 donation from Lee. Who the heck dies in 5-6? This guy does. MT's ahead by a second and a half, going all out in World 6. Watch out.
This is an excellent race.
I have a $10 donation from EA Karu. Yoshi, kill the animals. Not Yoshi though. Yoshi's putting a lot of work in to keep baby Mario safe.
The strategy for that boss fight has like evolved over the years, and it's just like first it took like 6 egg shots, then it took like 5 egg shots, and now it's just we've got this setup where he just falls into the lava just right away. It's pretty cool. They're also going to be doing a pretty silly glitch that does not save any time, but is only on the 1.0 versions of the cartridge to make this autoscroller a little bit more interesting. It doesn't actually save any time, but it looks cool. When you grab those Shy Guys right as they're coming out of the pipe, they just like lose all physics and just start flying.
I have a $50 donation from Durham Storm. I'm always amazed every year for AGDQ and SGDQ. Congrats to all the runners and organizers. Love all that you do and for great causes. We also have a $10 donation from Nibbling, donating to hear the Q voice again. Oh, and whatever cause she's supporting. Yeah.
An interesting fact about this level is in order to make a level this big, they actually weren't able to, the level was too big, like to be as big as they wanted it to be. So to creatively make good use of resources, the place that Crispy's in right now is actually, they're going to come back to it later on in the level. This level is a giant loop, so it goes around in a circle and then it comes back out through the same section in order to make the level seem like it's a lot longer than it really was in terms of how many actual, how much terrain they actually used. One day we hope to find a skip so that you can go the other way from the get-go, but we have not yet been able to do that.
We have a $10 donation from Terra Mieta. Just moved into my first apartment, and AGDQ has been distracting me from unpacking all week. Finally got around to unpacking my games, and I found my old Tetris cartridge for the Game Boy. After last night's performance, I'll be sure to give that and all the games I'm tempted to play now out of nostalgia. So here's $10 for all the work you're all doing to prevent cancer. But I'll give another $10 if either the announcer says my alias correctly, or if anyone on mic can do a convincing Yoshi impersonation. Maybe more of both?
Yoshi!
That was awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
So while the first part of this level is an auto-scroller, the second part is normally an auto-scroller also. However, we found a way to skip the auto-scroll section in the second part of this level. It relies on doing a one-frame jump as quickly as possible on top of this ledge here. If they get the one-frame jump, the screen will never pan up, and Empty got it on the first try!
Dude, easy every time, man.
Oh my gosh.
Are you sure this game's 60 FPS?
It is 60 FPS. So that means there's 0.016 seconds where they had to push a jump in order for that to work right. So the reason that skip works is when you do a first frame jump, the screen never pans up. And if the screen never pans up, it never loads the next thing on the screen. And that thing is the auto scroll start trigger. So it never loads the auto scroll start trigger, it never auto scrolls. First try as well. Oh my god.
Man. I don't even know anymore, dude.
Oh, it's over.
Oh my god.
Empty, stop!
That's
So-
two frame perfect tricks in a row. What you
Em-
just did. Oh, whatever.
Now you can see what it was that they were skipping. Fortunately, it's not a very long auto-scroller at all.
Got a $10 donation from Sharubi. I'm so excited to finally be able to watch GDQ event. Great run so far, and I'm loving the Yoshi's Island race so far. Save the animals.
The rocks at the end of this level are pretty annoying because if Yoshi gets stuck on them, they can actually suck him off the edge. So they'll just cancel all of your movement and roll you off the edge. So if you even clip them by just a little bit, it can all be over.
We have a $50 donation from Seraph. Last night's Shovel Knight. Phew.
Edge card.
Last night's Shovel Knight and Mega Man Unlimited runs were so awesome. I'm bummed out I couldn't catch the rest of Mega Man Block Live, but I've got to earn money and I'm donating here. Loving the Yoshi Islands race. Props to both runners.
Okay.
Fortunately, he
That's
got
a
the
good one.
fastest bonus stage. The MT is going to be doing a lot of camera manipulation on this level because you need to, in order for the platforms to spawn, Yoshi needs to, they need to scroll onto the screen. So he's going to be doing various things to try to keep the screen scrolled towards the platforms so that they spawn very quickly. And he got both of them. Crispy is going to be using this rock in order to skip the normal way to get this key. When Yoshi touches the rock, it can actually push him forward, so the tongue goes through the wall and grabs the key.
Don't forget, you guys still have time to donate to go towards the Pearlers. They're there. You want them.
Yeah, you want them.
So can we bring up that this is like my favorite background in all of the game's assets entirely?
There are many awesome backgrounds, but this is one of my favorites too. I think that this background is based off of Starry Night.
Correct.
Yeah, if you see it, it kind of resembles the famous painting. A lot of Yoshi's Island backgrounds are very artistic, very cool looking.
That's new.
Revenge.
Revenge shot, yeah.
And MT is going to be using this enemy to go through the gate backwards. It's not normally possible to go through those gates like that. But if you use an enemy or an egg that is traveling the opposite direction, if you spit it into the gate at just the right area, then it will allow you to clip through it. Oh, that ground pound.
We have a $50 donation from Anonymous. Thank you for all who are involved in putting this great event on. 2013, I lost my mom to lung cancer, and a friend of mine recently found out that her mom has terminal brain cancer. With all the support from everybody involved with AGDQ and the generous donations, hopefully we can find ways to ensure that other people do not have to deal with the pain and suffering that cancer inflicts.
So in the next room that MT is about to enter, there are 4 different doors that you can hit. Fortunately, they always spawn, and they spin really fast. Fortunately, they always spawn in the same section, though. So hopefully he'll get door number 4, and he just did. So door number 4 is by far the fastest door. All of the other, one of them's got like this giant auto scroll. Some of them have like those slime enemies where you need to kill them and get keys. They're all really slow, except for door number 4.
We have a $500 donation from Hasufly. I love Yoshi's Island, and I hate cancer. So here's my contribution to the cause. Cheers to all the runners and people working hard behind the scenes to make AGDQ such a success.
All right, so we got to bring up this like 100-year-old rumor here that if you notice if MT ever lets it happen, not that he has to or anything, but you see that Kamek fires what looks like PlayStation symbols, triangle, circle, X, and square, and that's supposed to be like a coy shot at the failed Nintendo PlayStation that was originally in production like in the early 90s.
This was actually a thing.
Yeah, Google it, look into it. Crazy story.
I have a $10 donation from Super Saiyan Fife. Taking tomorrow off from work as the lineup for the rest of AGDQ is just too good to pass up. And people, this is speedrunning. Save frames, not animals. Hype!
Can't fall.
Door number 1 is actually the fastest door, besides door number 4. It's just a lot riskier.
So close.
So like in a regular playthrough, the final Bowser fight here is actually pretty intense, right?
Oh, absolutely. He starts running at you. I was freaking out when I was a kid.
Yeah, honestly, this was like intense nightmare fuel, I imagine, for most kids.
Though fortunately, the sound is awesome. I think it's one of the best songs in Yoshi's Island, the final boss music. Though there are so many good songs. For this boss fight, it's actually incredibly difficult to hit Bowser with the eggs when he's at certain distances. They tried to make it so that it was really hard to hit him when he's far away, but if you keep hitting him, it knocks him back, he gets further away. So there are very precise egg shot lineups to try to still hit him when he is still far away, but it is very difficult.
Yo, them snipes. Dude! You guys didn't know MT's a very high tier COD pro player in his pastime.
It's worth pointing out though that while he is running at you like that, sometimes it's actually woo! Sometimes it's actually impossible to hit him at all.
That was time.
That's time for me.
That's a very awesome one.
That's a pretty solid time.
What was it?
142.01.
142.01.
Top 5 still.
For so many things that could have gone wrong in this run, that they're even both on Final Bowser at the same time is actually very impressive, so. During that crazy tongue glitch that they did earlier, if you mess it up, what happens is the game actually freezes.
That's what happens when you don't ever do it.
The game actually freezes if you mess up the tongue glitch that they did earlier. We actually had a backup cart ready in case it went down. It can erase all your saves too.
It's pretty rare, but apparently it's happened.
Best song ever, by the way.
So good. In order to get the eggs to spawn as fast as possible, Crispy will do some manipulations where he looks left and right to scroll the screen, and that makes the eggs spawn a little bit faster than you'd be able to get them normally.
Show me the snipes!
That last egg shot was definitely one frame. Very awesome job, guys. That was an excellent race.
Thank you.
You guys nailed everything.
Yeah, it started off not too great, but
Yeah, it's kind of rocky.
we got pretty much all of the hard tricks first try.
Every warp, tongue lich, lava skip.
142 is pretty good.
Top 5.
So guys, if you like what you see here, these guys have been going at it for, again, like the last year, playing against each other, vying for this record. So make sure you check out both of them, twitch.tv/MT76907 and twitch.tv thecrispy22. We actually have a lot of other stuff in store for you guys still because the donation incentives were met. So...